20 and 10-second delay. 25 and 15, 10-second delay confirmed. Hello everyone, and welcome back to A Cup of Joe. It's your boy, JonahThing, playing Secret Kiss again today. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Go ahead and remind you again now. And let's roll. Miss Izaho. See you tomorrow. See you. Goodbye. Students said their farewells for the day and left the classroom. While seeing them off with a smile, I couldn't stop thinking about Emma. What's wrong with her? During the lesson, she had kept looking outside the classroom. Even when our eyes happened to meet, she looked away immediately. She had seemed fine this morning, though. Just before, when I had tried to talk to her, she stood up and left so quickly. Maybe she isn't feeling well. While straightening out the desks and chairs, I was thinking about Emma. She had seemed fine this morning. She wasn't in a bad mood or anything, I thought. Even on our way to school, she had a lively conversation about French toast we had made a plan to cook together. So what had happened since then? I have no choice but to ask her. I would go back to the dorm as soon as possible. When I was locking the classroom door, I heard a voice coming from behind me. Miss Izaho, can I have a minute? Oh, sure. What is it? I'd like to talk to you about your future. I'm sorry to take some of your time. Of course. Yes, please. I had no choice but to accept this sudden meeting. In the end, I returned to the dormitory later than usual. The sound of chalk on the blackboard echoed in the quiet classroom. On the platform, Miss Izaho was putting all her might into her lesson. Well, can we solve this problem? Or can anyone? Yes, I can too. A smattering of hands went up around the room. There were some students who didn't usually raise their hands in other classes, but Konami's lesson, they were different. Well, I can't decide. Konami seemed to be struggling to decide who to call on. She looked around the classroom, and her eyes fell on me. She was looking at me like she wanted to say something. I quickly looked away. Ah, well, you, the first person who raised your hand and sitting at the front. I could hear her voice. The student who was called on answered happily and stood in front of the blackboard. Miss Izaho, I'm done. As I could hear the proud voice, I looked over at the blackboard. On the blackboard, a chemical reaction formula was written neatly. Konami looked over intensely and grinned. Perfect. This formula is a trick question, but you did it. And you reviewed your work perfectly. This is great. Please give her a round of applause, everybody. The student being praised looked at the teacher with an embarrassed but proud look on her face. I think I can do that much. Unconsciously, I bit my lips. Konami's warm smile was given not to me, but to that student. What was this feeling? I felt uneasy. Morning classes were over. Konami was putting the teaching materials and documents in order. What should I do? Should I talk to her? Thinking so, I looked up at the same time class students gathered around her. Hey, Miss Izaho, are you going to have lunch now, right? If you don't mind, can we have lunch with you? They were inviting her to have lunch with them. That way of asking. Suddenly, a selfish wish popped into my mind. Well, do you want me to eat lunch with you? Her voice made my mind fuzzy, and I felt like something was turning around in my head. She was surrounded by other students and made affable, smiling replies. She looked like she was having fun. I didn't know why, but I didn't want to look at the face anymore, so I got up from the desk. I felt like she had something as I walked out of the room, but I wasn't in the mood to listen. After classes finished for the day, I left school silently and without paying attention to anything around me. I rushed back to the dormitory and went to my room like I was escaping from something. What is this? As soon as I entered the room, I crouched down almost like I had collapsed. I felt uneasy in my heart. It was a good thing that Konami had gotten used to the school, but I couldn't really say I was happy about it. This morning had been fun. She had enjoyed the breakfast I made, and she said we should cook together sometime. Not only this morning, shopping with her the other day had also been fun. I extended my arm and touched the hairpin in my hair. Konami. I closed my eyes tight and thought only of fun memories. I lost track of how long I was in that state. I looked blankly at the clock. It was around 6. Perhaps Konami hadn't come back yet. I couldn't hear any noise from the living room or upstairs. When Konami wasn't at the dorm, it was quiet, just like when I had lived here alone. If she didn't come back, what would I do? Suddenly, I felt uneasy and grabbed my chest of my school uniform tightly. Oh, right. I have to draw. I walked dizzily and sat down at my desk. While waiting for my tablet to turn on, I opened Twitter on my phone. There were lots of comments and likes on my most recent illustration. Reading the supportive comments, I broke into a slight smile. What kind of illustration shall I draw this time? Operating the tablet, I opened a new blank canvas and touched the stylus to the screen. After deleting rough sketch after sketch, I sighed unconsciously. I was distracted and couldn't draw well. I couldn't concentrate at all. Usually, the illustrations I wanted to draw just popped into my head. I didn't have to think about anything. Nothing is going right today. I turned off the LCD screen and put my head down on the desk. Was depressed or just irritated? I didn't even know the answer myself. The only thing that crossed my mind was Konami's smiling face. Suddenly, there was a knock at the door. Emma, dinner is ready. It seemed Konami had come back without my noticing it. I stood up slowly and opened the door. Hey, Konami. Hey, Emma. Sorry for being late making dinner. No, don't worry about it. From the moment I saw Konami, I felt something warm rising up from the bottom of my heart. If I wasn't careful, I might start crying. I looked down so she wouldn't notice. Ah, well, you'll eat, won't you? Yes, of course, since you took the trouble to make it. As I spoke, I stepped past Konami and walked into the hallway. Even I thought I was being unfriendly and cold. Konami was surely taken aback. If I were upfront about my feelings like my classmates... Such thoughts crossed my mind Then, unconsciously, I bit my lips. Ta-da! Today's dinner is... What do you know? It's your favorite. Beef stew. Beef stew and salad were arranged on the table. I noticed the delicious smell had made me break into a smile. Thank you very much. I might not have let it simmer long enough, but I tried to make it all with care and love. Love. Uh-huh. They say love is the most important ingredient, you know? Konami poured the tea with a smile. Well, you must be hungry. It's getting cold. Okay, let's eat. Yes, let's eat. While eating, Konami spoke a lot as usual. And then I was given a lot of documents today. It seems like it's going to be tough to remember everything. But this is an important trial to become a teacher, so I have to do my best. That's true. Listening to her, I sometimes gave brief responses to show I was listening. When I looked at Konami, our eyes met. So, is it good? Yeah, delicious. That's good. But, sorry, I came back earlier. Still, I didn't make anything. Oh, that's fine. I did say I'd cook the meals after all, right? That's right. But, by the way, remember what we talked about this morning? We talked about cooking together, right? She seemed to remember correctly, and kept talking, her eyes shining with excitement. Tomorrow, school will be over early, won't it? So I was thinking tomorrow would be good. If it's alright with you. Okay, then it's a plan. Thanks to Konami, I felt the fuzziness in my mind would disappear. I scooped up some beef stew with my spoon and put it into my mouth. With things like this, I would be able to get back to my usual self. I thought so, at least. Oh yeah, by the way, coming back from the academy, I met one of my students. She belongs to the tennis club, as you know her. You also know her, right? She said she is going to participate in the summer tournaments, balancing both study and exercise. It's impressive. Thanks for the meal. I raised my voice like I was interrupting a conversation. Konami looked stupefied. Have you eaten enough? Yeah, I'm full now. Oh, I see. I'm going to clean the bathroom. Oh, okay. Thank you. Though I had spoiled the atmosphere, Konami gave me a full smile. Filling the bath, I sighed again and again. Even Konami might get fed up if I kept acting like this. Yesterday had been fun. Without being disturbed by anybody, it was just the two of us. Like holding hands and kissing each other. It was all happy things. It was the same right then. It was just the two of us. I was the only one that she made dinner for. I was the only one who got to eat it. I was with her a lot more than the other students. Yeah, I'm a lot more about her. Emma, is the bath ready? Abruptly, Konami turned up. I looked up, surprised. Sorry, it's just about ready now. Thanks. Have you already put some bath salts or something into the bathtub? No, not yet. Hearing my response, she smiled happily. Well then, why don't you use this? The bath salt she held out in front of me was a white bath bomb. It was the one Konami bought at the variety shop yesterday. Oh, okay, but... Good, good. You know, this bath bomb has a relaxing effect. Emma, you seem tired today. Is everything alright? I opened my eyes as she spoke. Oh, Konami, are you worrying about me? What could I do? I was so happy. I felt my cheeks blush. Well, Emma, put this in the bath. Take your time in there. When she was about to leave the bathroom, I grabbed her hand quickly. Konami, would you like to bathe together? Huh? Konami looked at me with a surprised expression. It's up to you. Again, I spoke with a charmless and cold voice. Annoyed with myself, I started taking off my clothes without waiting for her answer. It smells good, huh? Yeah. After all, Konami didn't refuse my invitation and got into the bath with me. Usually she would blush or get embarrassed. By the way, White Rose has some more effects, I've heard. Oh, really? Yeah, apparently it weakens tiredness or negative feelings. Negative feelings. Konami's offhand remark resonated in my mind. Does she think I need that? In fact, I wasn't my usual self. I felt strange and was overly emotional. Don't overthink everything, okay? I said nothing. Konami talked to me like she was in a hurry. Hey, Emma. Since you're also an illustrator, busy with drawing, you must be exhausted, huh? Illustration. Emma. Those words were swirling around in my head. Was the reason why she was so nice and caring toward me because I was Emma the illustrator? Yeah, that must be it. Hadn't I asked her to help me out so I could make my illustrations? With the faint aroma of white rose in the air, I somehow felt like crying. You know, what, Emma? Suddenly, she called my name, so I turned to her. I was just wondering whether something bad had happened today. I was worried about you. Of course, you don't have to tell me if you don't want to, okay? Konami was picking her words as carefully as possible. I'm sorry if I misunderstood, but when we were walking to school, you seemed the same as usual, but suddenly you were different. I just wondered if I did something wrong without noticing. That's wrong. I spoke out louder than I had meant to. Konami's eyes widened with surprise. Huh? Emma? Sorry for raising my voice. But, it wasn't your fault, and nothing happened. Right. Konami did nothing wrong. It was me that was to blame. Oh, really? Yes. If so, that's fine. But if anything happens, you can tell me anytime. What's happened? When's that? When Konami smiled at the other students? Or when she had fun with other girls without me? If I asked her not to do such things, Konami would surely be in trouble. Ah, this was no good. I couldn't think anymore. My head was going to explode. I needed to get back to my room and cool down. I'm getting a little dizzy, so I'll get out first. Oh, yes. Of course. I got out of the bathtub and left the bathroom without her there, leaving her there. And that's where we're going to leave off. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.